What's up, guys? This year out here for the Team Fantasy Football League Commissioner Cody. We're here with your Week 10 recap and your power rankings. Power rankings weren't as difficult this week, but they're never easy, so there's always that. Without further ado, we're just going to dive right into it. Start off with Scott, our defending champion, as always, and I believe this was matchup of the week. Looking at all the matchups, I probably should have just looked, but I didn't. It's fine, whatever. It is matchup of the week. Let's see. Oh, jeez. I'm not prepared. Apologies. Okay, I am prepared. Just kidding. Number 3, Scott versus number 1, Phil, last week on the power rankings. Scott puts up 128.6 to Phil's 163.69. Not much of a matchup, per se. Scott's obviously hampered with injuries and bye weeks. As we mentioned in the preview video, I didn't think it'd be this bad, though, mainly because Scott's team has overperformed in the past, and I had anticipated that. That didn't happen this week. Scott only put up 128 points, as I said. Alex Smith with 23.5 as a bye week fill-in. I think he was a bye week fill-in. Anyway, James Robinson with 19.95 and Mike Evans with 19.7. If everybody put up 19.7 points, then Scott might have had a chance there, but unfortunately he didn't have a chance much this week. With Phil putting up 163.69, Aaron Rodgers 37.35, Ronald Jones with 33.55, and Salvin Ahmed, I think that's his name, Salvin, 21.25. Shout out to Phil for the quick ad. I don't know where he came from. Out of nowhere is where he came from, actually. I just saw a long shot by Adam Schefter was, he might do something, but, it's a long shot for a reason. And he put up 21.25 points. So shout out to Phil for that quick ad. It's like he's got Adam Schefter in his pockets. Let me know what his phone number is so I can get in there, Phil. I will say, Phil, I'm very disappointed. You were projected much higher than this going into Monday with Allen Robinson and Nick Foles. Now, I know Nick Foles got hurt, whatever, but 163 points. I think you had like 150 going into Monday. Okay, highly disappointed, and that actually makes a difference in our power rankings, which we'll get into at some point. Shout out to Phil though. Best record 8-2. I wouldn't say best team, as we have talked in the group chat, which we'll get into. But I will say that you're definitely 1-2 right in there. It could go either way for you. In the 1 and 2 sides. So Phil, you are in a good spot. Scott, you're in a good spot once you get healthy. Let's just see you get healthy first. Moving on, we have number 8 Hobert versus number 12 Dylan. Hobert 150.33 points to Dylan's 109.32. I can't remember who I picked for this matchup. I think I chose Hobert. Either way, winning this handily, he has Herbert with 27.08, Stephon Diggs with 25.3, and Aaron Jones with 16.75. Playing Dylan, his team's a little bit hampered just from the beginning of the season. It's been a rough go for Dylan. He did turn an asset into some picks, so shout out to Dylan. But it's just a rough season for Dylan. His top scorer, Deontay Johnson, 24.6. His defense, yet again, his top 3 scores with 19.97. You better think about keeping them, by the way. If you're going to keep a kicker, you should look into this defense. And Antonio Brown with 13.85. If you don't have a quarterback in your top 3 and you're, only put up 109 points, unfortunately, that's going to hurt you a lot. It'd be one thing if those are your top 3 scorers and then, your quarterback is like, and you got the win. Like, that's different. But unfortunately, it's been quite a roller coaster for you there this season, Dylan. There were some times where I was really feeling your team. Just low-key. I know ranking-wise and player-wise, they weren't the best, but I always felt like you had a chance some weeks. Even though your team didn't perform like it, that's not anybody's fault, just how I felt about your team. But, man, it's just been a rough season. Hopefully you can get yourself some value or something. You can make some off-season moves, But yeah, shout out to Hobert for taking care of business when he needed to. There's not much to really say other than that. Hobert improves to 6-4, and Dylan falls to 2-8. That's pretty much it for that matchup there. Moving on, we have number 5 Liam versus number 11 Kyle. Man, what to say about this matchup? Liam puts up 155.38 to Kyle's 117.72. I am very disappointed in Kyle. If you guys don't remember the previous video, I jumped on the Kyle bandwagon because I am accused of not giving Kyle any love, and I tried to. I really did. I liked his team on paper. I did not like him starting 2 Denver running backs, and we see why. As he left a bunch of points on his bench. I don't remember. I don't have them in front of me. I could look it up, but that's not what this is about. This is just about going through the matchups real quick and giving you guys the power rankings as well. So, unfortunate for Kyle. He made all those moves to, put up 117 points. It's just unfortunate. Brandwagon did that earlier in the season as well, and it obviously hasn't played out for him all that well. But Liam's top 3 performers: Matthew Stafford, 35.44, Juju with 22.7, and Kareem Hunt with 21.95. It's just Liam's team is solid all the way around. Kyle's top 3 performers: Phil Rivers, 25.02, Nick Chubb with 24.35, and Kenyon Drake falls with 14.9. Anything after that was really bad for Kyle, unfortunately. Just a disappointing week. Maybe you'll have better luck next week, and we'll take a look at the matchups on Thursday, see if we can get some energy going for the roster of free cap, no cap. Liam improves to 7-3 as Kyle falls to 4-6. Kyle, I told you break my heart. Oh, yawning. I guess I haven't yawned all day. But I didn't change the height of my chair there. Yeah, you broke my heart, Kyle. I thought I could jump on the wagon and get you some dubs here. Apparently, I'm the bad luck. I don't know. Better luck next week. I don't know who you play. That's interesting. I'm not sure who you play, though. We'll get into that into Thursday. Moving on. Number 10 Brandwagon versus number 6 off a hot game on last week, Eric. Brandwagon comes up with the upset, 165.68 to Eric's 139.75. Yeah. Oh my. After Eric's last week, I didn't think this was even going to be close. I'm not even sure who I picked. I never remember who I picked for these matchups. But whatever, it doesn't matter. Shout out to Brandwagon. You can still slide in the playoffs with 6-7, my friend. So I look forward to seeing you make that push. I hope, with you giving up Saquon and your first round pick next year, I hope that you make that push. I don't know that you will, but I hope that you do. His top performers were Ben with 42.87. God, bro. Daniel Jones with 26.31. Adam Thielen with 20.3. Eric's top performers: Josh Allen, 39.31. Josh Jacobs with 35.85. And Cam Newton, 23.67. You might think that, whoa, his top scores, they were pretty high scores. Yes, you're right. However, he only put up 140 points, barely. Didn't even hit 140. And with that being said, like that, and just by looking at the top 3 and what the score was, I mean, he put up pretty much 100 points between his top 3 performers, and everybody else put up 40 points. I mean, you round up for Josh Allen, be about 40. Round down for Josh Jacobs, 35, and then round up for round down for Cam. Fuck it. So you got 40 plus 35. That's 75 plus 23. So he's about 100 points there with those 3 players. The rest of them put up 40 points. Just a bad week for Eric, especially after 230 point uprising he had. Going from what? I think I had him down to 12, from 12 to 6, went real fast up. We'll see where he lands in the power rankings there. I don't know, man. Your team's up and down. One week I love them, and the other week I'm just like, man, what happened? They fall apart or what? Not much to really say about that. I'm curious to see who's going to slide in that eighth spot, though. I love that about this league. I understand that, 8 playoff spots or 12 teams isn't that much fun. What I don't really care. The point I'm trying to make is like the fact that you're 3-7 right now, or 4-6, or heck, even 2-8. Like, you could slide in at the right record. I think last year I made the playoffs with 5-8 or 6-7. So, and I lost in the championship, beating Will in the first round. Then I don't remember who. I think Phil, maybe. It doesn't matter. That's irrelevant. But the point is, like, you can make a run at the right time if you slide in the playoffs. So, even though Brandwagon's 3-7 and his team kind of went on a real bad slide there, and Eric's 4-6 and he went on a 3 or 4 game slide as well. I mean, they're both in slots right now that they could make the playoffs if they win the rest of their games, obviously, and if some things fall their way as well. So it's very interesting. I'm very curious to see what happens in this league. I love this league, man. I love how it's set up. I love the super flexes we have. I love the people. Everybody in the league is awesome too. Majority of everybody contributes, and it just makes everything a lot better. I think it's more fun too to have everybody talking, everybody just conversating and things like that. Congratulations, Brandwagon. Eric, better luck next week. Moving on, we have number 7, Craig, versus number 4, Gary. I'm sorry, 4, Greg. I need to change that on my little notepad here. I'm going to change that as we speak, just because it's important. We give our league members their respect that they deserve, because they have earned it, especially this team. The Grecs, Gary and Rec, you guys are, I don't know how to, make your team. I don't know whether you guys are good. I don't know whether you guys are bad. I'm not sure where to put you guys half the time, because your team is so up and down. You guys did exactly what you needed to do last week. Craig put up 131.82 to Greg's 169.85. You went into Monday night, you were down 30 and you got 60, or you almost got 70. You know what I mean? There's not much to really say other than watch out for Greg, because their team is hit or miss. I could see them being Rec of Greg, Alex is his first name, but Rec said in a group chat with me, Gary, and him, that they're going for this, what I did last year, the dark horse rises late. They think they're going to make a nice run in the playoffs. Shout out to them. Their team can do it. I like their team. I don't love it, but I like it to do something like that. But it remains to be seen, obviously. We haven't gotten there yet. So, shout out to them for making a run. There were some times during the season where I'm just like, what are you guys doing? What kind of mess do you guys have on your roster right now? And here we are, they're 5-5, and they're making a push. Currently, I believe they are in the playoffs, so, that's big for them too. Top performers for Craig. Oh my god, I'm so tired of yawning and shit. Open myself up there. Bridgewater with 26.99, Chase Claypool with 21.8, and a Steelers defense with 18.29. I was hoping you could pull it out, Craig, as somebody who's in the division with Greg, and Eric. Thankfully, Brandwagon took care of Eric to keep him off my back for a little bit. But Greg is right there. They're 1 game behind. I do have the points lead. I don't think they'll catch me anytime soon. So, I'm not necessarily scared. However, I am worried. So, with that being said, Greg's top 3 performers: Kirk Cousins with 26.13, Marvin Jones with 23.6, and Justin Jefferson with 22.5. They just had a consistent outing all throughout their roster. Between them it's 49. Let's say about 65, give or take. 65 of their points were from their top 3 performers, meaning the rest of their roster put up, roughly 100 to 110 points, give or take. These are just quick numbers. I'm just looking and trying to do some quick math for you. I'm just kind of give you guys a perspective as far as, how good a team did each week. I'm not going through each roster. That just takes too much time, and I spent enough time on the it is the preview video. Greg put up a solid week this week. third most points, I believe. That was the wrong way. Yeah, third most points for Greg. So shout out to them. They are making a push. I guess we'll see where they landed this week's power rankings. Oh man, save the best for last. Which, looking back, is the matchup of the week, even though it's not the matchup of the week. Number 2 Will versus number 9 Cody. Last week's power rankings. But record-wise, it's just as good as the matchup of the week. Will puts up another, geez Louise, 237.76 points to Cody's 177.58. Kyler Murray for Will puts up 37.25, Alvin Kamara 36.8, and Lamar Jackson with 31.41. For Cody, he had Brady. Shout out Brady. Shout out the Buccaneers, 44.54 points. What a trade. Very much worth it. DeAndre Hopkins, 27.7. Antonio Gibson, 25.75. Definitely had some duds on my roster there. But I want to say this, though. I know I mentioned this in the group chat, but whoever is still listening at this moment, I believe you guys are still trying to get to the power rankings. So I'm going to say this really quickly. Watch out for fucking Will, okay? This man is averaging 202.96 points or something like that per week. 200 points per week. Okay, obviously he hasn't done 200 points every single week. However, the average, he literally has 2,000 points through 10 games. It doesn't take a calculator to tell me that math. That's 200 points per game. There's still 3 teams that haven't hit 200 points per game. So let's keep that in mind. Very impressive, Will. Very, very impressive. You also have the most points ever scored in this league. So shout out to you for that. I don't know what to say other than watch the fuck out, guys. I put up the second most points, and he beat me by like 50. He beat me 60. Apologies. He beat me by 60.18, if you want to get specific. Like, this man whooped my ass, and I still beat everybody else. Like, oh man. I did look at projections this week just because I'm curious about Will's team, and his team is projected 200 points this week. Like 200.6 is last I looked. I'm predicting 187, and the next closest person was like 170. I think I haven't looked, but it's just like I said. I take quick ganders and stuff like that. So, not gonna spend too much more time on this other than fucking Will. Just because he's 6-4 doesn't mean that he's not gonna blow the fuck up on you. Because he still blows up and loses. So you just better hope that you have a good week that week, because half of it, I'm going to look real quick. I am curious. Let's look at his losses, see what he put up. This is Will's segment. Like, we're giving a whole segment to Will this week. Because I'm very impressed. Very much impressed. Smoking marijuana. Let me get a hit of that. Let me get some of that marijuana, bro. I never had that shit. His losses, he put up 184, 176, 173, okay. 201 points he lost with. He put up 201 points and lost to Eric. He put up 224 points last week. So I guess, his bum weeks are 170 points. I mean, he has a dub with 155, but that was a bad week, I think, for everybody. But I mean, Will, oh my God. Like, let's just look at his point. 193.11, 223.41, loses with 184.33, lost with 176.72, lost with 173.51, gets a dub with 197.53, gets another dub with 259.31, gets another dub with 155.35, loses with 201.74, and then gets another dub with 237.76. Just absurd numbers from Will. Ultimately adding up to 2,000, and let's take a look. Just give his team some respect, guys. I'm going to get the numbers. I'm taking the time for this because just give him the love. Will. 2,002.77 points. Okay. This man has also played the second most points this season, too. 1,799.33. Only second to Brandwagon, who's been stuck with 1,800. Sorry, buddy. It's just been a rough season for you. But Will, man, you, sir, are a team to not be fucked with, my friend. Wowzers. can't believe I just said wowzers. Wow. Shout out to Will. Much love to Will and his team. I hate Will and I hate his team, but I but I respect it. The man is killing it right now. Yeah, so that's your recap of week 10. Watch out for Will winning because Will's upset. He lost to me in the first round last year, and I was the 8th seed, and I just blew him out of the water. So watch out for Will. He's definitely a front runner to win the championship this year. Now, the moment you've all been waiting for. I know that this video gets more views than any of my preview videos. I'm not even sure that you watch the recaps anymore. I think that you guys just care so much about my thoughts on your team that you guys are watching me to watch these power rankings, and I love it. You guys make me so happy. I love you guys. I'm glad that you guys find this interesting because I find it interesting. Try to put this together because I know I can't make everybody happy, and it is what it is. So, starting with 12, you got Dylan. Put up the least amount of points again this week, unfortunately. Not much to really say. He's just ready for next year to start. Good luck next year, Dylan. Hopefully, I'd like to see you get some spoilers in there. I'd like to see you spoil somebody's playoff hopes. Preferably not mine, but I hope that you get to do that to somebody. 11, we got Kyle. I showed you love, Kyle. You got me a loss. You only put up 117 points as well. It's just kind of, gave up lots. You did lots of picks and stuff. I don't even know what you added. I mean, I know it's all in my Excel sheet, but I expected you to get a dub, or I hoped for you to get a dub this week. Jumping on the bandwagon, I'm jumping off. But I am jumping on the bandwagon. No, bandwagon is not a segue into number 10. Sorry, I don't know. I'm just kind of rambling at this point. Craig, you're at number 10. Just a rough week for you. You put up 131 points. I really wanted you to get that dub, man. I really did. Just didn't end up happening for you. Number 9, we have Eric. Just a disappointing outing. I mean, if you had the right matchup, you would have got a dub, but you would have beat four or five guys this week. But unfortunately, you played Brandwagon, who Brandwagon's gonna make himself a push. But I don't know what to like this crumble of teams. I don't know what to make. I can't even say on the power rankings because there's teams I don't know what to do with. They look better than they're performing. They're performing better than they're looking, things like that. So I'm not sure what to do with the cluster of these teams. But Eric, you're at 9. Especially after you put up 230-some points. I just thought you might do a little better than 139, unfortunately, or at least get the dub. It just didn't happen for you, so you fell to my spot at 9 last week. Up to number 8, Brandwagon. Brandwagon with the upset. I like it. 250. Put up 165 points. And as I just mentioned, you did play the most points this season, so I probably should have taken that into account to some of these rankings. I didn't. I think I did actually. You did. You weren't the farthest you went, I think, was 10. So I feel like I've been fairly fair with your most points. I didn't actually look at that until today, so that's my fault. But whatever. I feel like I've been somewhat fair. Either way, I'd like to see you slide in that last playoff spot, especially, like I said, when you gave up a first and Saquon. Least you could do is make the playoffs and give yourself a shot. Moving up to number 7, Scott. This was one of the tougher ones. I just don't know what to make of your team. Your team is blowing up on certain weeks, and then they put up duds like 128.6. It's tough for me to rank your team because I know your team is good when it's healthy. You lost McCaffrey again. You're not healthy. You haven't been healthy. Eckler's still hurt. Dak's obviously not coming back, among some other stuff too. It's just, you look at it, and, Scott's team is up there in points. They've been hanging on by a thread all season. Somehow he's 6-4 right now. But I do worry the rest of the way. Does he get McCaffrey back? I don't think he gets him back this week. But does he get him back next week? Or, you could easily end up losing the playoffs at 6-7 just as well as you could make the playoffs at 6-7. So, it's always a roller coaster for Scott, and number 1 in our hearts, our back-to-back defending champion, Scott. But I worry about you currently as the roller coaster has hit hit the bottom here. So hopefully we can get you on a climb upward. Not next week, but the week afterwards, you have an uphill climb against me. So I just like my team, so I just say that biasly. But Scott number 7, a respectable 7, lucky number 7, number 1 in our hearts 7. Number 6, Cody. 6 and 5 were a toss up. The only reason I put Cody at 6 was because he put up less points than whoever's at number 5. I love Cody's team on paper. They put up the second most points this week, but there are some things I couldn't just overlook. You know what I mean? Like, just because Will beat me with 237 points doesn't mean that I had 177, but it's not like I put up 200 points to just jump up there like that. So I just threw myself in 7 or at 6, which I think is very fair. But I like my team more than I like Cody's team more than 6 though, for the record. Moving on, number 5, Hobert. As I said, Cody and Hobert were back and forth, but Hobert, I said it was points this week that really made that. It was not. It was the fact that Hobert got the dub. Otherwise, I would have put Cody at 5. Just to kind of still give a little bit of value to winning. In the power rankings, like I said, it's not a set thing that I have where I just type numbers in. It tells me, boom, 1 through 12. Maybe in the offseason I'll work on that. I don't know how I'll do that, but I will work on it. I need to get a lot more sophisticated with Excel in order for that to happen. So I know how to use it on a sophisticated-ish. Like, I know how to add cells and move cells and divide and do all this extra stuff, but I'm just not sure, like, how to make it into one big, like, algorithm, if that makes sense. So without further ado, Hobert's at 5. Liam, you're at number 4. Your team is still very solid. You got yourself back up into another dub this week after a disappointing matchup of the week last week with 155 points. Not much to say other than, like I said, Liam's team is very strong. Number 3, Greg. Oh, I gotta type that in there too, out of respect. Greg at number 3. Why are they at number 3? Well, they put up the third most points. And I'm known to give them love here and there, but they got a big dub. They did what they needed to do. They were down by 30 going into Monday Night Football. They put up about 70. So, as I was hoping for an upset of some sorts from Craig, nothing he could have done. The Vikings just have a potent offense, minus, Dalvin Cook's always going to show up. Justin Jefferson's proven to be really good. However, Kirk Cousins always hit or miss. So it depends on the game script for that matchup. But yeah, Greg, you guys are at number 3 on the power rankings. That's not standings, just if you guys are watching, which I don't think you do. But it's fine. If you do, awesome. These are just the momentum that you're carrying, I guess. I don't know. Like I said, it's not for sure a perfect thing, which, like I said, I'll work on. Phil, number 2. Why did Phil get jumped? Phil got jumped because Phil should have put up 190 points this week, says the projections. Phil only put up 165. And when I say 190 some on the projections, I mean that based on Phil's team going into Monday had Nick Foles and Allen Robinson. Now, I understand he got the dub. I understand that Nick Foles got hurt. I understand, things like that. However, you didn't put up 237 points, okay? You're not the team that everybody's afraid of. People don't want to play you, but that doesn't mean teams are afraid of you. Everybody's afraid of Will right now. And spoiler alert, number 1 is Will. As I said, averaging 200 points a week. This is my week to show Will a ton of love. I know I showed him love when he broke the record or whatever for the weekly total, but, Will's team is not a team to play with. And, you got to bring your A game every week. And as I said in the preview video, I thought, my team might be able to overachieve. This is the matchup that I want that to happen. I'm due for it, and I didn't do it. I put up the second most points, and I still lost by 60. 60. 177 to 237. That's 60 points. 60.18 if you want to get specific with it. So, Shout out to Will. A lot of love to you and your team. Just to give you a quick little rundown of the power rankings, just in case you guys are curious. 1 Will, 2 Phil, Will and Phil, 3 Greg, 4 Liam, 5 Hobert, 6 Cody, 7 Scott, 8 Brandwagon, 9 Eric, 10 Craig, 11 Kyle, and 12 Dylan. That's all I got for you. That's your recap. That's your power rankings that everybody's looking for. Do you guys have any questions? As I said, give me a shout out, give me a text, call, FaceTime, message in a bottle, whatever you guys want to do, as long as it gets to me in a timely manner. Maybe if your pigeon has fancy wings, they can fly it to me. I'm accepting all terms of messages. I don't have AIM though. If you guys have any questions, like I said, just reach out. Hope everybody's safe, healthy, happy. I know COVID cases are going up, so let's, do the best we can to stay safe. And if you guys are skeptical about COVID, whatever, I'm not here to talk politics, but I just hope that you think of loved ones, elderly people that may be may be susceptible to these things. That I come home to my grandmother, so I try to do the best I can with sanitizing and wearing my mask and taking care of things. So I just hope you guys think of the elderly and people with not the strongest immune systems, just just be humans. It's not hard to be have human decency for other people, especially your family. I'm not asking you to do it for Joe Schmo walking down the street. No, I'm talking about family. Like whether holidays are coming up, we're all gonna spend time together. At least I know I'm gonna spend time with some of my family. So I hope you guys stay safe and spend some good quality time with your families without anybody getting sick, of course. I'm sure I'll say another rendition of that every week going forward, probably in the next video as well. But I love you guys, and I just hope you guys are safe. And I know things are rising again, so unpredictable times, but yeah, it's just the life we live. So like I said, if you have any questions, reach out. Hope everybody's good, and we'll see you guys on Thursday. Yes, Thursday. Adios amigos.